Om Sahana Vavadu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Salutations to the Lord, to the entire Guru Parampara. Before we take up our Mandukya Upanishad Adhyanam, as we are doing every day, the series, Shakthi series. Few days we thought of taking up purely spiritual thoughts. So the day before yesterday, we discussed on the Jagad Mithya iti Gnana Shakti. The power gained from the knowledge that the world is only appearance, not real. And that power will pull us away from our too much slavery to the world. That itself will remove lot of our self-created misery. And it leads to another question and answer also. Then why this world, though which is mithya, is taken as real? Because it becomes real or valid or seen from morning till evening. And morning till evening, if I look into myself, what do I consider myself as? I consider myself as Deha. Therefore, Dehosmi is the reason because of which Jagat Satyam is understood or accepted as. Now, Jagat Mithya, when we say and reject it, then we have to come to the attention that Dehosmi is the Karana for that. Then Dehosmi also its own limitations, is it not? As long as I am Deha, Deha means all, gives me all its own limitations, dukkhas, etc. It always tends to push me towards again Jagat, pushes me to take the Jagat as Satya. Therefore, inevitably we have to transcend this identity also. Therefore, yesterday we discussed on Naaham Dehosmi and what is the meaning of it, why is it truth, how we have to practice it, what are the benefits. Yesterday, all those topics were covered, and all of them are pure spiritual topics. They appear to be abstract, irrelevant, non essential, and without them, we can live in the world. Ye sab lagta hai. And at a Vyavahara level, it may be true also to some extent. But then, every Jiva finally will have to come to this only for his own evolution. And we are theoretically trying to know now. So, yesterday's discussion, Nahan Dehosmi, very tough. Because the entire life is depend on Aham Dehosmi only. If that is removed, जीना हरामी हो जाएगा, मुश्किल हो जाएगा हमको. Impossible हो जाएगा मतलब लगेगा ऐसा. But through the drashta, drishya, viveka, in so many discussions we saw yesterday, if I say I am Deha, which Deha? Because when I say I am Deha, and when I ask you which Deha, when you are going to answer to me, already your Deha has changed. We have grown by those 5 seconds. In that 5 seconds, hundreds of cells are dead and born in our Deha. You may not know it, but it is a fact. And when you have to explain something, you have to take all facts into account. Which deha? The shishu deha or child deha or young deha or a middle aged or old? कौन सा तुम हो? कौन सा है? You can't say because they being different. Which thing we have to say definitely? All I am. You can't say because how can all be you? You can be only one. How can you be all? You can be all when you are none of them. When you are the substratum of all of them, then only you are one. So I am all dehas is valid only to the one who is known spiritual truth. So this question answerable nahi hai. इसलिए the best is Naaham Dehosmi. And Drashta Drishya Viveka we have seen. And what are the benefits? What is Deha? We saw it. It is made up of the Panchamahabhuta, the Saptadhatus. It goes back into that. It has its effect on the Kala's effect on it. It is given to us as an attachment to stay in that. All we explained. Then when I am Deha nahi hu, then immediately the question should come, then who are you? The answer is the one who is given this deha is me. The one who is dwelling in this deha is me. Called dehi. The dehi in Shastriya Bhasha is called Jiva. So, in yesterday's thought, Naaham Dehosmi, Jeevosmi is the answer actually. I am not the body, but I am the Jiva who is given this body, and then it will be taken away. Again, in the next life, another body is given. When the body is given new one, that's called new life. So that way, depending on all my prarabdhas, I'll be given different deha and different loka. Like every day also, we change our dress depending on our place. When you are at home, the casuals are different. When you are at the playground, the play shoe suit is different. When you are in exercise and jogging, वहाँ dress अलग होता है. When you go to office, the suit boot coat is different. When you go to club, there's a different dress. When you go to marriage and functions, the dress is different. When you go to swim in the water, a swim का dress अलग होता है ना? Depending on your profession again, doctor का है तो lawyer का है तो army वाला है. Don't we change? Our what dress changes, our mindset also changes there, thinking changes, action changes. That I is Jiva there. So to I, the Jiva is given different Deha. Every time when Deha is given, there is a feeling that I am born. It's not borning, but is entering into that Deha. So who am I compared to yesterday's class? Nahan Dehosmi, Jeevosmi. I am Jiva. And to evolve from Dehosmi to Jeevosmi itself is a great leap in spirituality. Little tough it is, little subtler, not as easy as is being explained here. But consistently when we practice Jeevosmi, then Dehosmi say we are freed. Then that gives this result of not too much identified with one Deha and its Sukha Dukkha ityadi. Also, why Deha is given for this sadhana, this beautiful positive thought becomes stronger when I know Aham Jeevosmi, not Dehosmi. So देह भाव से जीव भाव में आना ही चाहिए. Clear? Now in today's thought, a new leap, new next level. What is that? Even this jiva also I am not. Who am I? That will be told tomorrow. Then what is the experience of jivata happening in me all the time? There are three things. I feel I know myself, but certainly I don't know myself. Point one. Second is I feel I am conscious, but not exactly only as consciousness, but I have some limited identity with myself. And there is I going on always. The I is called as I thought. The limited identity is identification with Tehadi. Feeling that I am consciousness is the reflection of real conscious self in me. And I don't know means I don't know exactly that I am consciousness. Therefore, not knowing our exact self, in technical word called as avidya, then taking myself to be a knower of thing called as reflection of consciousness in me, the aham vritti, that's called as jiva bhava. Then that bhava of jiva gets identified with something or the other, dehadi, it completes. So I am a reflected consciousness identifying with the conditionings. That is called as I am jiva. First to define jiva. In jiva, the consciousness is required, its reflection is required, and a reflection in the aham vritti. Then it should have an identity with some or the other stula sukshma upadhis. Karana. Without upadhi, the reflected I cannot sustain. Without the consciousness, the reflection cannot be there, then it will never become the knower or conscious being. All the put together is jiva bhava. And this is always a condition. Jiva bhava is a reflected moon in the water. There's a balti, in there is a water, there's a moon up above, he is reflected, moon or sun. So like the sun, he looks like same shaped, same colored. But it is a reflection only in the water, that much only is reality. And he may do some work. Ki, the reflected water of the balti can illumine a part of the hall when that direction is that side. A reflected water or a mirror, दोनों में कुछ भी ले लो, है ना? सूर्य का कांति मिरर में लगा and with that you can focus on the room और कहीं चीज को आप illuminate कर सकते हो. So it has not its existence also not its own. That reflected sun or moon. In light also not its own. And what is actually in the surface of the mirror or water? The moon is reflected. Sun is reflected. The real is the moon and sun. The upadhi of the balti and the water, or the mirror which is colored the other side so that it is opaque, not transparent. Transparent में reflection नहीं होता. In the same way, that mirror surface or water surface is such a subtle one, it can reflect the moon or sun. The sun and moon are falling everywhere. Everything potentially can reflect, but it is not prepared or purified or polished. Therefore, reflection is not conspicuous. But the surface of mirror and the water is such a purified, worthy equipment for the reflection to happen, for the sun to get reflected. में in me, dehendriya manobuddhyo mein, in the buddhi there is aham is there. That aham is the one which reflects the consciousness as knowingness. Therefore, I become conscious knower. I become conscious knower. So the conscious knower in me, okay? And knowing is possible only through buddhi, mana, indriyas. And for all of them to stay, there is a deha required. Therefore, deha in that indriyas and indriya golakas, mana, buddhi, then I am the conscious knower. This set is called as jiva. All of us are those sets. Each one of us. This is a jiva who is jumping from one deha to the other, one paristhiti to the other. Now, at a higher level of inquiry, even as I said just now, the abhasa is appearing but not real, no? Real is real moon and real sun. In the same way, though aham jivosmi helps me to come out of dehosmi, but even aham jivosmi also is a problem because this jiva cannot exist without the reflecting medium. Jiva cannot exist without upadhis. Okay? Then with the upadhi, the jiva is helpless to do something or the other, and that helplessly will result him to go somewhere to experience those limitations. जब तक जीव भाव है सत्य के रूप में हर एक देह में उसको एंटर करके उस देह के लिमिटेशंस को सफर करना ही पड़ेगा. Therefore, though I am Jeevosmi is better than Aham Devosmi, but even Aham Jeevosmi is better than Aham Jeevosmi. And it is a fact. Though right now I am a Jiva in this Sharira, in that mind, inside the Buddhi, in the Aham Vritti, still bypassing all of that, identifying myself with the true self is also possible, and that is the actual truth. Is it not? So, by saying Aham Dehosmi, but staying in the same Deha through the Jiva Bhava ki Aham Jivosmi, when lot of Punya Upasanas are done, with which again and again entering to different bodies, that Prarabdha, those samskaras go away, then who is this Jiva? What is his reality? When that inquiry is done, even this Jiva also is only Bhava, not real. Slowly it starts happening. Why is it not real? Anything conditioned is not real. The real should not be conditioned by anything. So many conditions से explain होने वाला कैसा real होगा? नहीं. Therefore, नाहम even जीवः. So if you take your deha, you suffer as jiva more and more. नाहम देवस्मि and हम जीवस्मि level में आओ, देह के problems कम होंगे. लेकिन as a jiva also you are subjected to so many identifications, so many limitations, and especially when you have a chance to drop even that reflected consciousness and identify with the pure consciousness, why hold on to this also? Therefore, Naaham Jeevosmi also is a state. But Naham Devasmi is incomplete without Aham Jeevosmi. So to here, Naham Jeevosmi is is incomplete without who are you then? Aham Brahmas. That we'll discuss a little more tomorrow. But today, at least this much reflection we can do. Ki So it is so, though it is so close to me, this experience that I am an individuality through all these equipments. Total is called as Jiva, but even that is limited. Even it goes to or subjected to all limitations and difficulties. And the freedom from all limitations happen when I reject even my Jiva Bhava. For that, Naaham Jeevosmi. That is possible. That is absolute truth also. Then who are you? Aham Brahmas. And what is Brahma Tattva? How I am Brahma? All this we will see tomorrow. So that way, every day one thought. Jagan Mithyavada, Naham Devosmi, then Naham Jeevosmi. Tomorrow when you say Aham Brahmasmi, that makes a good four basic pillars, principles of entire Vedanta. It will be in our heart. Anybody who are listening this also, they can get an idea what is the essential thing said by Shastra and what is our goal and what sadhana we have to do and how to know whether we are growing in sadhana or not. If you are in Jagat Satyato Bhava, you are absolutely worldly. When you came to the Jagat Mithyattvada, then slowly you are becoming sadhaka. Then Aham Dehosmi, again you are a Baddha Samsari. Naham Dehosmi, then slowly you have grown. So to Aham Jeevosmi, again still you are in ignorance. So Naham Jeevosmi, you are evolved. Then ultimately Aham Brahmasmi, then you have reached the ultimate. So while saying yesterday, day before, what is Jagat we proved and why it is Mithya we proved. Yesterday, what is Deha is explained, why I am not Deha explained. Today also, what is Jiva is explained, and I need not be the Jiva, that also is said. Then who am I? Brahma. Whether you accept it or not, recognize or not, that is always a fact. That is what is a Brahma Tattva, what the Shastra decides, explains, and how to recognize that I am Brahma intellectually. First, what is Brahma Swarupa will explain. Then, how to recognize that Brahma Swarupa is me, we will explain it. So, therefore, Aham Brahmasmi is the ultimate Mukta Sthiti. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Then, some 7-8 days, a new, in the Shakti series only, a new topic will do for 7 days or 6 days. Jo bhi hoga. Then, after that, maybe a week or so, some topic like the common sense series, something, ऐसा कुछ salient वाले करें. Maybe at the end of that March, April, we may take up the Haindava Samskriti Shastra Mahavakya. We may say Gita Mahavakya, Sir Bhagavata Mahavakya. This session will continue. ABC inspirations. Those are not interested or have no time or interest to study the Shastra regularly, which is our main ultimate goal. For them, 20-30 minutes are taught so that some new idea or some important idea can enter to them. उस तरह से उनको सेवा करने के लिए ये हम टॉपिक लिए ABCD इंस्पिरेशन. बट आवर मेन गोल इज आवर शास्त्र अध्ययनम ओनली. बट एवरीबडी इज नॉट फिट फॉर इट. सो इसलिए भी इस तरह से हम हेल्प कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. लेट्स सी व्हाट लॉर्ड वांट्स. हरि ओम.